Today I'm going to go over a brief review on how to fill out a logbook. Right here you put the year. This is actually the first page from my first logbook. So it's 2004. And then the date you put, like right here, is October 11th. And then I waited a couple years until I continued on. So this is August 11th, 2006. And then in 2007 and so on when I finished everything. Aircraft make and model. Cessna 172, Cessna 152, Diamond DA-20 Katana. The aircraft ident, that's the tail number. This one is 53070, 2055 Romeo, and so on. You just put the tail number, the end number. Route of flight, I took off and landed at the same airport. This is the identifier, AVL. In the United States here, it's KAVL, but I'm doing all of my training in the States, so we can omit the K and just put the 3-letter identifier. This airport is 0A7. Remarks, procedures, maneuvers, that's just what you did. Like in this one here, it says CBC flight lesson number 1. The flight instructor signed it with his name, number, and the expiration of his CFI. Like this one here, it actually has what I did flying, like pre-flight, taxi, takeoff, climbs, straight and level, turns, descents, slow flight, just your basic stuff, just learning how to fly. I've seen some instructors not sign it here and sign it out here, and then I've seen some that write everything in this block here. Number of landings, day and night. The top part of the box is for day, the bottom part of the box is for night. 1 landing day. And as you can see, this one here, I've got 2 landings day, 8 day landings, no instrument approaches. So here you add it all up at the end of the page. You total it, forward it, since, like I said, this is my first logbook, so I have nothing to forward from. And then total to date would be there. Now on the second page, the time, it's not 1 hour 10 minutes, it's 1.1 hours. So this box here you put 1 hour, this box here you put how many tenths of an hour. So like here's 0.8 tenths of an hour flight time, 1 hour flight time, 1.1, 1.2, and this is for airplane single engine land. At this time I don't have no multi-rating, so this is airplane multi-engine land, and you can see it's all blank, and you can write your own stuff here. Nighttime, I didn't fly at night at this point, so that's blank. Actual instrument, simulated instrument, at this time you didn't fill in. Flight training device or a simulator. And then this is all flight training hours, so that's where the time fills in here. If you're soloing or pilot in command, you put it in here. Cross country time, it goes in here. You add it all up, and this is the total duration of it. I just wanted to point out a couple of things on my next page here. Everything else is the same. You can see here on the number of landings, I did some night landings, so I had 4 day landings, 2 night landings. On the route of flight, down here, it has 3. It has 0A7, AVL, and 0A7. So what that was is I took off at this airport, I landed here, did some touch and goes, and then I returned back here. I never stopped here and shut down. Never actually got off the runway toward the taxiway. It was always just touch and goes. So I went from 0A7 to AVL back to 0A7. On this page here, you can see with those night landings, it added some nighttime, so I put that in there. Further down on this flying day, I was flying with the hood, so we had simulated instrument, because it wasn't actual instrument, it's simulated using the hood. On this one here, I did some solo time, so the instructor hopped out of the plane, and I continued flying for another 5/10 of an hour, which is half an hour, another 30 minutes. As you can see with progression, you'll start adding in different things on the different categories of the logbook. So this is my drone logbook. I do it a little differently. I've actually never seen any instructions on how to fill it all out, what you need, what you don't need. I think this book just kind of gives you a generic log to fill out, and you just fill in what you need. So it's similar to the pilot logbook, but so here I put 2020, and the date, you can see all these different dates that I flew it. And I have a DJI Mavic Pro, which is the only drone I have, so I've filled it in here. Version is the Platinum, so I put it there. Aircraft ident, this is issued by the FAA. This is the number that I have issued by the FAA. I don't put the GPS coordinates in, so I just put from where to my house, This is an actual airport that I got permission to fly at, and then some other places I was at. RTC's real-time controller, that's me actually flying it and not it on some kind of autonomous flight where I'm not in control of it. Like I said, on the actual flight logbook, I put tenths of an hour. This actually put the minutes. Like I flew 22 minutes, 59 minutes, 7 minutes, 14, and so on. Day and night, well, you can only fly in the daytime, so I just always circle that. And I just put the same amount of minutes down here. Altitude, I couldn't really figure out what that part was for, so I just put the maximum altitude that I reach. On the flight, it's recorded on the app that I use with the drone. Remote pilot in command is me, so I put the same amount of minutes there. I don't do any sensor operator. I'm not a mission coordinator or an instructor. Total number of flights on this date, I flew twice, 14 times this day, 2, and so on. Takeoff and launches, it's going to be the same for me. Same with landing or recover. It's the same. Total duration of flight will always carry over from those. It's going to be the same. What did I fly it for? Pictures, video. This one was pictures. I just fill that out from my drone. It's better than nothing, and it's an easy way to keep track of it. The app does keep track of all the flights, but I did an update on the app one time. It actually erased a few flights for some reason, and you can always delete them in the app. So I use this logbook to keep track of that. I hope this video helps you out in filling out logbooks.